All right, welcome back to the GM podcast. Today we're going to be talking about our freshman year, basically how that went, what we learned,
Yeah.
how we adjusted, and so that's going to be the first question. We can hop straight into it.
Yeah.
What was the biggest adjustment you had to make going into the college experience?
I think the biggest adjustment for me was like we're humans. We go through everyday problems or challenges, and like I'm a person. I'm big on like talking to someone, like just. And I wasn't close with anyone. Obviously, at first, I didn't know anybody on campus. So from what third, fourth grade, all I've had is like my friend group.
Yeah.
So it was an adjustment for me. Like I literally had the same 6, 7 best friends since third, fourth grade. Talked to me about my problems. So it was new. Like I'm out here alone. Like yeah, I could call y'all, but we was all going through our stuff alone, different problems in our college. So that was probably the biggest adjustment for me. Just like not trusting anyone at first.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
that was biggest thing for me.
You got to find a completely different circle in college.
100%.
And luckily for me that I did,
Yeah.
I found people who
And I did too.
who
Like yeah,
blessed my entire well-being at the college I was at.
100%.
But the biggest adjustment for me was it felt like I had more free time and less free time at the same time, kind of, as far as college went. Like, it felt like
Build on
everything I did there was a job,
that. Yeah.
and I was kind of surprised when I had off time. So, really, what I would say is, for me, I had to learn how to use my free time
Right.
wisely because obviously, after all that work you do, being college athletes like we are, you can't, you just can't say with your free time, you can't just decompress the
Yeah.
entire time. You got to get better.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like you're doing because when you go from top dog in high school
Yeah.
to bottom of the
I
top,
mean, it's a humbling experience for sure. Like
absolutely.
you go from like, I mean, we can both relate on this. Like we're state championship. Like
Yeah.
you walk around here, like it's love. Like, and then you go like, it's literally you got to restart. It's like freshman year of high school again. Like you got to work to make the team. Like you got to work to earn your whatever. It's literally the same thing. You just start over. What you did in high school doesn't matter.
It
Like
doesn't matter.
it's fun though. It's a fun challenge.
You
Like
have no rank at
you
the
really got to fall in love with working hard.
exactly.
Like you do.
That's another thing. As an athlete, you have to fall in love with your sport.
Yeah.
If you don't love the grind, if you don't love the hustle, if you don't love what you're doing, you're not gonna make it. In
Don't
college
do it.
because it's a job.
I tell a lot of my high school friends that like when they say like I don't know if I want to play college, like don't play college sports if you don't love the sport.
Nah,
Like
absolutely not.
there's more to life. Don't
You can just go get your degree, bro. Like,
yeah. Like just you gotta love your sport.
absolutely. So, what would you have done differently if you had the year over again?
Honestly, nothing. Like I could say what I would do differently like next year, but I don't know like if I would have done anything different. I mean maybe I probably would have took more advantage of my free time and like I probably would have stayed on weekends. I went home a lot. Like on weekends.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like I probably would have just stayed up at college, figured everything out. Um but yeah, like I think it was a humbling experience and like everything was like, meant to be like
Yeah.
the adversity, the good, the bad, like it was all building me to the person I'm gonna become in the future. So I wouldn't take anything differently for
And
sure.
I agree with that, but there's one thing for sure I wish I could have changed. Obviously, as a high school senior, most people can relate to this. Like I say, about 90%.
Yeah.
You kind of lose that work ethic that you had because you
100%.
get kind of comfortable
You get comfortable.
where you're at because you're doing so good, and it seems like you're a senior. You don't really have anything to do.
Yeah.
What you have to do when you get into wherever college you're going, if you have early workouts, early admission, if you get there early, whenever you get there, honestly,
Yeah.
you have to fall in love with hard work again.
Yeah.
Because senior year, it's not a hard thing to get past.
For
High
sure.
school, honestly, is like we would be in situations where like even during graduation, it was like, why is this such a big occasion?
Yeah, like we
was
were
easy.
just so comfortable. We didn't understand how important certain things were.
Like getting through my first year of college was easier than getting through in my entire 4 years of high school. And that's so easy to say for me, like
Yeah.
because in college it's different things you have to get a whole new support group. You have to learn how to be
Yeah.
without your family who you've been.
And
with
I think that's what
for
it
the
was
first
like
18 years.
for you just go from every like they say like from elementary to middle it's different, from middle to high school it's different, from high school to college. Through like K through 12 like it was an easy transition cuz I had you guys like we were together like we were like our friend group was unbreakable. So like you go to college and it's like you can't help me with what I got going on.
No.
I can't help you with what you got going on.
Not there.
And we're not there for each other. Like it's just real. Like so you gain independence. That's really what it is. Time management, like it's literally on you. Like if like you don't do it, it just won't get done. Like that's just the reality of it. And it's like really the best thing that could ever happen to you as a human though.
Absolutely.
To
But
develop.
I've seen it affect people different ways. I've seen people
100%.
see all the outlets they had, whether that be partying, whether that be, using substances,
Yeah.
doing the wrong things,
Right.
like using their time not wisely because stuff that hasn't been available to them in the past,
Right.
they end up getting intrigued by that, and that's something they want to get to know.
100%.
You got to stay locked. You got to stay down.
Yeah.
That's what we talk
You
about.
gotta
all the
stay
time.
down. You
gotta
have
stay
to.
down.
You have to.
You got to be locked in on getting better. You got to stay down.
Yeah.
You got to be humble at the end of the day because when you enter that freshman year of college, most of us can say we're not where we want to be.
No, yeah, we're not.
But we got to college, so we think where we want to be. That's an immature mindset to have.
Yeah.
And it's a mindset that I can admit I had a little bit. And at this point right now, even starting this podcast up with you, I'm proud to say that those little immature habits that we grew during, first year of college, we can see what we did wrong, and we are fixing that.
100%. Like,
So-
and the biggest thing for me was just like laziness. Like, I really learned like, I look back at high school and like, dang, I was lazy in high school. Like,
Absolutely.
I got by with talent. I still worked hard, like compared to the average human, but like college is just a different level. Like you just see it, you see like, and you really have to step your game up. And like that's really, shout out to my roommate Nigel. Like, really put things into perspective to me. Like, bro, just stay in the gym, just keep working. I don't know when it's gonna be, but like you can't really tell yourself when it's gonna be. But if you just stay down, the hard work will pay off eventually in life.
Absolutely.
Like you don't know when. Like it might not be your time, but eventually it'll be your time, and you just stay down. That's the biggest advice.
Best thing that happened to me was I learned how to stay humble, put my faith in God, and
100%.
just got to let it.
It'll
go
play
through
out
it.
how you want it to play out. Just
Exactly.
stay down. Just stay down.
And another thing is like, I wasn't humble because it felt like my whole life, whenever I've been through adversity,
Right.
I've been ready to work hard.
Right.
But the problem with me is, and the problem with a lot of people is that that's the only time you want to snap into it and you want to work hard.
100%.
It can't be like that. You got to really make what you're doing, how hard you're working, how much you want it. You got to make that a lifestyle.
100%.
It can't just be circumstantial where you go through the first hard thing in college and you're just.
You really have to
"Okay,
want
now I
it.
gotta turn it
You have
up."
to want it as bad as like you want to breathe. I know it sounds corny, but like
Nah,
that's
for real.
like actually like.
That's how it is.
And the most cliche advice in life, like it, you know, just goes right past you. But like the most cliche advice, like anything, it's actually the realest advice. But people they hear it every day, so they just don't really take it into
Exactly.
account. But hard work will really take you a long way.
Yeah. There's no secret. Like you
There's
said,
no secret to
no
it. It's just hard work. There's no secret. Whatever your talent is, I don't know what your talent is, but whatever your talent is, just maximize your talent with hard work. That's all you can do.
So what would you say the biggest thing you learned in college was?
I think hard work. Like I look back at growing up, like, yeah, I got by with talent a lot of times. And I think I learned like, and I learned like obviously with basketball, like it's a business. Like with your, like nothing is like, it's really a business. Like
Yeah.
that's really what I learned from college sports.
College sports is a whole different department from what you
Yeah.
learn from college.
And like another thing I live by is like, life is not about sports. Like sports is about life.
Absolutely.
Like sports teaches, like sports, I feel like sports personally from my experiences can prepare you for anything you will ever go through in life. Like if you give me a problem that I've had in my life, I can look back and give you a sports scenario that I went through something and
That
like
relates to it.
100%. Like you just really, yeah.
I say what I learned mainly is just how to be an adult.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really know how much pressure there is to be an adult until you step into these shoes.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't, like from where I was at, it was like, obviously, I'm well off, I would
Yeah.
say, but
We're blessed.
Yeah, we're blessed. We're
Yeah.
so blessed.
So
but
blessed.
financially, it would be like, dang, I really gotta really start
Yeah.
keeping.
You want
track of
something
what
for
I'm doing.
yourself. You want
Yeah, like
yeah.
and it got to a point to me where absolutely like I ain't trying to call my mama every night
You're not trying
because
to.
because I don't want to go to the calf.
100%.
The food is trash at the calf, and now
Yeah.
I gotta go to Bojangles or Subway or whatever
Yeah.
it may be. Those are the only two options we had up there. Obviously, I wouldn't have went to, but you gotta really like learn to stay down because it's
100%.
especially financially for me, it was like you start wanting it for your own self. And where we're at, we both went to D2 schools. We're not really getting blessed with that NIL like that. Like it's just it doesn't happen that way. So it's like you gotta figure out what you want.
For sure. I mean, like I said, go back to the advice I like told my high school friends. Like, you have to love it. Like, you have to love your sport. And like, I'm glad I do. Like, I'm glad I love basketball.
And on the other side, like it's good that we're both having this conversation because for me, it got to a point and I figured this out. It was like, low key, my finances are a little bit more important than my sport, and not just my finances, but the stuff I actually wanted to do
in life.
This is something that I actually wanted to do. This has been my dream my entire life. Like,
100%.
I wanted to be a sports analyst since I was in second grade.
We just love to talk sports.
This is what I love to do.
Yeah.
So this is what happens. Like, and then another thing, if you love something, you'll subconsciously want to work for it. That's why this is how it looks.
This is not like the work isn't. It doesn't feel hard. Like it's like genuinely something you want to do.
Exactly.
And that's why I tell people like I said with basketball, like it makes you appreciate everything. Also, like the game of basketball. I told you this. Like it doesn't owe me anything. No. Like the amount of people I've met. Like I mean, our friendship and like our whole friendship has nothing like to do with basketball, but that is how we met. Like a lot of my closest friends, we might not talk about basketball as much, but that's how we met. Like that's just the reality. Like it doesn't owe me anything.
To where we all met. I mean, I can speak on Micah. Obviously, some of our closest friends because we're in the same friend group. Micah, I met him on the playground playing basketball.
Yeah,
I met you second grade playing for the Concord Comets. First time I knew about
Shout out Concord Comets.
Eli was he could ball.
Yeah, Eli.
Bryson on a Rocky River playground.
Yeah.
In elementary school. Jordan, same way we was playing at Boys and Girls Club.
100%.
Like that's how you make all these bonds. So.
And that's why I say like sports is so like there's nothing better. Like
no,
it's just I don't know.
You learn really how to be brothers, how to form a brotherhood.
100%.
And how to really go through adversity
together.
Exactly.
And achieve something bigger than yourself.
And I will say that's what felt lost when I got to college. Like it felt like it was no longer about.
Why do you think that? Like why? Like why did you feel that way? Why did you feel that way?
It felt like it was more me just doing it. Because obviously when you play sports and you're serious about it, it's always about the next step.
Yeah.
Right. And for me in college, the next step wasn't me getting anywhere. It was more me just, I mean, obviously it was a degree.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel as authentic. It didn't, because everyone, and that's how it has to be. Like we said, it's a business. But everyone is there for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's a business.
And that's like.
I felt as I kind of couldn't be a part of. Like, because I'm such a genuine person, or I try to be.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not perfect, but that's important to me. Like, you want to have those genuine bonds with coaches and players. And some people have that.
That's where I was blessed with. Like, my coaches. Like, you hear a lot of stories growing up about what college is going to be like. Like, for me, like, I have a good relationship with my coaches, my teammates. Like, it's not, like, it's actually a brotherhood at Leeds McRae. Like, it's not, like, something where you don't, like, I actually get along with everyone in the program perfectly fine. And, like, especially second semester, I got close with everybody. Like, it was just a blessing. Because I look at other people's situations and I'm like, dang, like, you don't like your coach, you don't like this. Like, that must suck. Like, I really lucked up, like, in the school that I chose. And, like, I'm in a perfect position for the next 3-4 years.
I'm definitely blessed for the situation I was in. I met so many wonderful people.
Yeah.
I have so many wonderful connections that I'll continue to carry on.
For sure.
I mean, hell, I have not even one. I have, like, 6 brothers that I met just at that campus.
Yeah.
That could just be another.
And y'all can relate to
group.
The pain that y'all went through. Like,
I had people to talk to. I was blessed with that.
Yeah.
But, like you said, this is a job. This college athletic stuff is a job.
100%.
So, like you always hear people say, if you don't love your job, you don't want to be put through a job where you hate it.
Yeah.
Right. So you do have to keep that in mind.
And you have to really understand, like, at least from my, like, your coach, your teammates, everything that goes on, it's not personal. You're just trying to win.
Absolutely.
And when you can understand that, like, all we're trying to do here is win, like, you can live with any decision, like, that is made. And, like, it's just.
At that point, it's just.
I love it because I live for winning. Like, winning, doing something achieving something that's bigger than myself that I can brag about, like, that's something, like, I'm not gonna lie, that's something I live for. Like,
at the end of the day, what we always say is control what you can control.
100%.
And it's like, if your circumstances are that you're not working hard enough, stop blaming other people. And
you have to look within.
You have to look within.
And that's with life.
And
once
me
again.
Me personally, I can say that I didn't work as hard as I needed to.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that I didn't work hard at all because I wanted it.
Right.
But there were definitely, like, looking back, there was stuff I could have done. I could have watched more film.
Yeah.
I could have been on the field more. I could have been in a weight room more. Like, there's no excuse for me not doing that.
Yeah. You can always do more, and that's why you have to, whether it's on the court, on the field, or off, or just being a better person. Like, and that's life. Like, you have to.
And that's whether you get hold or
that's
not
whether
either.
that's whether you're playing a sport. That's whether you have a job. You got to stop looking at, like, oh, my boss this. Like, you have to stop looking at everyone around you in the blame game and really look within. Like, what can I do better? Like, that's just in life. Once again, like, sports translating to life. Like, absolutely. You just have to look back. Stop blaming everyone around you. Like, look within. Literally, look within. Even what can I do better?
Even if you're in a situation where you do get hold, and there are situations I've heard from college athletes that have told me what's happened, and it's like, okay, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But
they're still looking at, oh, this happened to me, like, just look at what you could have done better.
And the coaches that hold you, it's gonna be like, okay, what are they gonna do now? Like, what happens now that you blame them?
And like I said, I can only, like, I'm in a great situation, so I can't really relate to people in a bad college sports situation. Yeah. But, like, I don't know, just stay down. Like the advice we gave at the beginning of the episode. Just stay down and everything will work out how you want it to work out. I don't know when, but eventually it will.
There you go. That's all right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in once again. More episodes coming soon.
Subscribe.
Peace out. Peace out.